Another day, another footprint that needs to be added to my library. And today it's going to be the BC832, the Bluetooth Low Energy module. The footprint looks like, or this actually is not a footprint. This is the drawing of the module. And as far as I can tell, there isn't any drawing in the. What is going on? Come on. Why is my mouse pointer freezing? I'm just gonna check top just to make sure that I don't have anything that consumes a lot of CPU power. This is actually something I started noticing today. Sometimes my mouse pointer completely freezes for a short while. Okay, so as far as I can tell, I don't think there is any drawing of the actual landing pattern for this one. Let's see. I mean, if I search for landing pattern or like footprint, I don't really get anything useful in this datasheet. It's like, okay, so there is no footprint. So we have to kind of design the footprint based on this drawing that they've provided. So let's get started. I'm going to start with these pins around here, and I can see that there is 1.1 millimeters between these pins, but there is 1.2 millimeters between these pins. So I'm going to set my grid first to 1.1, and then I'm going to be creating all of these pins. And then I will set my grid to 1.2 and I will create all of these pins just to make sure that they are aligned to the grid. So we're going to add a new footprint, and this would be BC832, and then we can start putting the pads here. The grid is going to be, let's see, here's a grid. 1 point, let's see. Maybe I should draw that. Actually, I'll go with 1.1. 1.1 and oh, that's actually, sorry, that's grid origin. That's supposed to be 0. Size X is 1.1 and size Y 1.1, and that origin is going to be at 0. Let's see how this works. So I can measure from grid point. Let's see. Yeah, that's the big grid. Okay. Yeah, this should be doable. Let's take this pad and modify it to look like the pad that would gladly accept this this pin landing on it. So it's going to be not a through hole, it's going to be an SMD, and let's see if we can, shall we make it rectangular? I think rectangular would be good for this. Alright. Paste layer, silk screen mask, that's good. Net name, pin number. Okay, so just the size. We'll set the size to, I think I'm just going to take double of this. So I'm going to take 1 point, I think it's probably intended to be 1.27, but we could take 1.3, and then this one would be 0.7, like that. Okay. Yeah, this should do it. And then I'll move it here. set the user grid and duplicate, and then I can just create all of the pins. And we have 7.8 millimeters there. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 7 point. Yeah. So let's set the grid to that. Move this one. 7.8. So if I keep my cursor there, for example, where this pin is, and I press space, then I have the position that is relative to this other position there. Does this look correct? Wait, no, I was wrong. I was looking at the wrong number. So let's move this one there. 7.8 there, and then change the grid again, although this may be actually a little bit let's see if I duplicate this. Yeah, okay, so that one snaps just fine, even though it's not completely placed like on the grid. It still snaps because of this pin there, so very nice. Let's just duplicate all pins and then change the numbers. And we'll have 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I noticed something here. Clearance. I should probably set the solder mask clearance. Let's see, can we do this? I wonder what this does. Huh. Oh, I see. Okay, this is an interesting tool. So no prefix number 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nice. Okay. No. I'm so used to pressing escape when I'm like done editing something, because it's basically from Vim. I pressed escape and I completely ruined it. Let's see if we can redo this. No. Okay. Let's do this again. Renumber paths. So, and I have to remember to press enter when I'm done with this. Or wait, press escape to cancel, or double click to commit. Double click. Okay. Let's make this one 16. This one will be saved in this library. Let's see there. Good. And then let's create these ones. Right. Also the solder mask. So we have the solder mask clearance is going to be set to 0.1 millimeters, and pad clearance. Let's see, solder paste clearance. Solder paste clearance, I think in this case could be useful to set to like 0.05. There's going to be a lot of solder paste here in relation to the pad. But on the other hand, it's actually good because the solder paste or the solder is going to sort of fill this little area here. But I'm going to set this to slightly smaller in this case. I think it could be good when it's so much space here. Solder paste ratio clearance. Now, okay. So we have that one, and let's see if we can duplicate this to all of them. So pads, copy pad properties. No? Oh, okay. I see. Push pads. There we go. Okay. Then let's go to the front. Let's see, front cell screen, and I'm gonna draw this this outline of the footprint. It's gonna be 7.8, 8.8, and that little piece there. Let's see. That little piece there is 0.482. Okay. So let's start at this corner, and maybe I should set my grid to like 0. Maybe 0. Yeah, let's set it to 0.1, and then we can actually set this as the origin and move to dx for, let's say, dy 0.482. Is that really how much space there is? That seems like way too little. Oh, did I do something wrong here? Okay, let's try drawing this, and then I can figure out sort of what is wrong here. That definitely seems like there is too little space. 0.482 there. 1 point. Interesting. So actually on this drawing, this part looks smaller than that part, yet the measurement... Okay. By the way, is this top or the bottom side? Maybe it's mirrored. Could this actually be mirrored? Does it say anywhere? Where's pin number 1 on the actual module? I'm seriously beginning to wonder if this is top or bottom side. Although it kind of makes sense that this would be the top side, because that would make the pin numbering like the usual pin numbering. And yet, like, there are discrepancies. Like this measurement is bigger, yet it looks smaller. So you kind of start to wonder: is this a correct footprint? Like, is everything here as it should be? I guess we'll have to go with the measurements. So let's see, or maybe this is. Could this be maybe wrong? Maybe it makes more sense to use this measurement. Let's see, 6. Yeah. Okay, let's do like this. This one is 7.8, and on this one move to 0.6, and then 7.8. Okay. And I will create the little round pads as well, and then I can use the measurement tool just to double check that everything is at least according to this drawing. But I will have to check if there is, let's see, following kind of stuff at different location points. It doesn't say if this is the top part, if this is the top side, or the view from the top, or from the bottom. Incredible. I mean, at least like if you look at the schematic, it kind of makes sense that this must be the top view, and these ones that are shaded are on the other side, so they're shaded. So I'm gonna assume this is the top. So it won't make sense if this was the bottom. That'll be completely screwed up. Let's see. So let's go with the round ones. We have the round ones that will be of 0.6 millimeters in diameter. They will be circular, and let's make them 0.6. And for the solder mask, I think I'll go that'll be okay. I think 0.1 is the smallest one. Okay, this would be A1, and then we can just place all the pins, and then we can do the renumbering routine on each column. So I'm going to set my grid to 1.2. And I'm going to place this first pin, let's see, is there a, so 2.15. And I kind of assume that this is the center of, this must be the center. Like if I place my pin, yeah, I place them basically on the center, so I have to move this one 2.15 to the side. And then just follow the 1.2 millimeter grid. So I'll use this one. So 2.15. I actually need to use a smaller one. Let's see. And there's on a single measurement here for placing this along the y-axis. So you kind of have to assume that this measurement is correct, even though it looks much smaller. Yeah. Although, actually, this seems to be aligned with the edge there. So if we observe that this one is aligned, then it probably means that the footprint or this drawing is correct. But let's place it 0.51. 50, like, it's actually 52. So weird. Like, why can't they just use the same grid for everything? So I have to make my grid even smaller, and I'm gonna move this one then. So this one needs to move from the edge, but the edge isn't actually at exact position. Okay, where do we end up? So 0. No way. Let's see. This is screwed up. This is so screwed up. Like, I'm pretty sure it says 0.519 from there to there. From there to there is 0.519. From there to there is 0.618. What the hell? This doesn't make any sense. How can this be 0.6, this be 0? Oh. This must be, how have they been thinking here? And there is 2.05 to this side and 2.15 to this side. I'm pretty sure that this module will probably not fit. Although these pins are, you don't have to use them. So it doesn't really matter if they are a little bit offset, but I still want to get the footprint right. But I kind of feel like I cannot get it right from this drawing. I have to actually get the module. And I do have the module. So I can have a look at the module just to make sure and take some measurements and make sure that my footprint is actually correct. But for now, let's see if maybe we can figure out what the fault is here. They probably mean like from the center of this pad, 0.50, 51, 52. This is extremely weird. Okay, so 1.2. I guess it's actually better if I just start placing them. 1.2. Wait. What is the distance here? So yeah, maybe that makes sense. Maybe this could actually work. They are like that, and then duplicate this one like this. Yeah, maybe. This looks wrong. This looks so wrong. Am I using the wrong units or something? I'm pretty sure it says millimeters there. There's 1.1 there. And there's 1.2 there. So from here to here, it's supposed to be 4.8. Then we have 1.1 over here. This doesn't make any sense. This is incredibly weird. This drawing is completely off. It's 4.2, 3.6. Kind of makes sense there. Maybe I was looking at the wrong. Did I make this wrong length? No, 7.8. So this one is 7.8. Right. .8. So from here we have let's make the grid a bit smaller and then move all of these into place. I think I'll do like this. I'll actually just duplicate this pad and I'll move it to that's 0. I'm gonna set the grid to 1.1 maybe. I'll just get this. Can I get that one aligned? Like that. And then I'll just place this one on the 2.15. Let's see. There, and then I can just move this one on top here. The sizing is completely off. So, like, I can understand that the pins, wait, let's see, diameter, is this? Yeah, size X. 0.6, so this is supposed to be 0.6. Yeah, this one is 0.6, and then from the center there to the center there, it's around like 1.2. So this looks correct. 1.2 pitch. And here as well. Yeah. I mean, this looks correct. And this looks correct as well, I think. Let's see. Yeah. Definitely looks pretty correct, but this drawing doesn't look correct. Okay, I'm gonna place a small circle here around the pin number 1. And I'm gonna go to the courtyard and draw a courtyard around it. So the courtyard actually is gonna also include the margin for the PCB, like the ground plane margin, which they recommend to mount this module like this. Okay, we can just do like this. I'm just gonna place it on the margin all the way around. The courtyard specifies basically how close other components can be to this thing. I'm actually gonna change the grid to 25. And then we have the fabrication as well. And the fab layer can actually just be the shape of the module. Okay, so the only thing remaining here is just figuring out what the hell is wrong with the measurements. This is really weird. But this is how things can be specified in datasheets. It doesn't always have to be right. You have to think, like, does this make sense? Does it make sense that this distance is smaller than this distance? It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. So I'm just gonna stop the stream here.